Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Onto this life, foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. This is going to be a quick show to the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. I seen this post brother put up, Bakwar Amath, brother from Jersey. You know, beautiful brother, met him. Came by the main camp it's been maybe 2 years, maybe a year. I'm not good with numbers and so forth, but and this is a scenario that, you know, through the spirit I always thought of. I'm gonna read what it said right in the bottom. This is a lending report, and the scenario is quite simple, and this is all gonna culminate to Jacob's trouble, because when all these things that's going on about the migrants crisis, they're not talking about migrants from Ukraine. They're not talking about migrants from, you know, they make mention of the Middle East, but not much. Their focal point is on the Latinos. All right, with all the biblical Israelites, from you know, prospective tribes that they're from. That's the focal point. They always focus on that. And no one, I put up another a video of a Jake in Texas, Houston, Texas. I just ran, you know, I guess that's just, you know, like you have, when you watch Fox or any, the best thing I've ever seen, which showed how the political game is pretty much fraudulent. And people thinking that when you watch these two people that's from a political party, Democrats, Republicans, and they go at it, most people believe that they really hate each other. But when the cameras stop rolling, these two may be talking about going to dinner together or parties or so forth, because it's just a political feud. It's just they all serve the same master. So this Jake was going at this Edomite, right? It's clear as day that this guy was an Edomite. Matter of fact, Salakia, let me do this. All right, this is the video that I'm speaking of, so watch and see.
So Governor Greg Abbott wants to make sure that Houston, the city of Houston, is put under the same microscope as any city that isn't allowed legally to be the quote-unquote sanctuary city. And this is what we do here in the city of Houston. People come into the city of Houston illegally. They're allowed to stay. There is only so much that our law enforcement officers are willing to do, that the DEA is willing to do, that the border agents are willing to do. Why in the world don't we go after those that are here? Well, that's what Abbott wants to change, and I agree. And as soon as we make sure that in the state of Texas, if Houston keeps conducting itself the same way that San Antonio and other cities conduct themselves, then no money is coming to Houston from the state. We need to do that on a state level. We also need to do it on a federal level.
But Matt, my problem with this is, why are we so worried about getting rid of all of the Mexicans or Hispanics that are quote-unquote here, if they're illegal or not? At the end of the day, many of them are paying taxes. Many of them have been here for generations and decades. And Matt, trying to get rid of 4 or 5 or 3 million people all at once is not going to work. We don't have the resources.
We don't have to do it all at once.
And secondly, Matt, listen, there is no such thing as an illegal Mexican.
Salakia, so you heard what this Jake just said, right? So keep that in mind. This is something I you know, through the spirit I thought of too. But I'm gonna let this play out. But his whole thing is, you can't do it all at once. Keep that in mind.
Coming into Texas, because they're only coming home. Texas, Arizona, and California was stolen from the Mexicans.
Don't start that.
This all belongs to them. So they're only coming home, and then here it is, you white folks stole the land from the Indians, but yet you're the...
And he's not lying. He's absolutely not lying. He's telling the God honest truth. But this is all dog and pony show. He's telling the truth that everybody knows, that Issachar is the natural landowners of Texas, New Mexico, and so forth, even California. And they going back and forth. You know, it's to show the political views. They're arguing, but at the end of the day, they're gonna be best friends. They're going to they probably go to each other's house for dinner, know each other's wives and all this other shit. But they're bringing out some key points. Well, the Jake is. So let it play.
Real illegal immigrants.
So let's start with the things you said that are already wrong. First of all, they're coming here. They're not.
So they're only coming home, and then here it is. You white folks stole the land from the Indians, but yet you're the natural, real illegal immigrants.
So let's start with the things you said that are already wrong.
Once again, that's actual factual truth. All right, the scripture tells you. I'm just gonna quote it: "The thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy." So Esau came in. The scripture also says in Psalms 49 and 11. We haven't read that in a while, but basically the thought process is that the houses shall continue forever. So they raped, robbed, stole this land, and then they turn around and having people believe that there's a form of who's legal and who's not legal. According to who? According to who? Esau, right? But like I said, this is all dog and pony show, but it's bringing out real facts.
Well, they're coming here. They're not paying any taxes. You're telling me they're paying taxes? They're not paying taxes.
They are paying taxes.
No, they're not paying any taxes.
When they buy a product, they pay a tax on it.
Let's continue.
Which is an actual,
They pay a tax on it.
which is an actual fact. All right, every last one, every person in the United States of America is paying taxes. Despite somebody decide not to pay taxes, you paying as soon as you purchase something, you paying extra. All right, you may purchase something that's $1.99, and all of a sudden that $1.99 is $3 and change. You're paying taxes. So, like I said, the Jake is saying is true, but this holds no weight. All right, this holds no weight because he's not really serious. And the Edomite, he's showing the frustration because he's representing the Edomites that's out there that comes out with their narrative. This dog and pony show is just that, because the people are going to take things into another level, and this is what they want to push. They want to push these race wars, race riots, and so forth. They want to stir up the right, because the right, which is the Republicans and so forth, people that believe in nationalism, which is nothing wrong with that. In reality, they feel that they're being cornered. All right, this is all prophetic. This is how the Lord is stirring up the pot. Let's let it play.
This country illegally. That is a law that you're breaking, and that's why they have to be sent back to wherever they came from. They want to come through.
Which is ironically funny, because you're talking about legally, you stole the land. You made treaties with the natives. You broke every last treaty. Which, if you, in the court of law, if you breach a treaty, which is a contract, by the extent of law, whichever the law may be, I gotta say it like that, you have to be punished. See, it's ripe for them to do, but when others do it to them, now they want to bitch and complain. But this is not the premise of the show, because this reminded me of that the thing that the brother had posted, which I've been, through the spirit, I've been saying for a while. But I'm gonna let this thing play off.
That is the correct way to come in, and the city of Houston has to stop allowing this, or we're never going to get them to stop coming in here. Look, that's what we got to do. Follow the law.
But man, where is the compassion that the indigenous Indians had for white people in this country?
What do you keep going back?
They let you all come in.
What are you going back?
And you came in and raised a whole lot of
And that's Esau's MO. When somebody calls him his bullshit, what does he say? Why you keep going backwards? Because to move forward, you have to go back. And this shit is not, it's not settled. All right, this shit is not settled, especially now that what they're planning to do. This, for all you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that believe that Esau has your best interests, which is the so-called white man. He cares about you. Those that fight his fight and fight his plight and feel for him any sort of way. This man's about to show you he is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right. Like I said, everything this Jake is saying, this black man is saying, is absolutely true. And they can't handle the pressure of the truth. So it always revert to name calling and so forth, because they'll tell you to forgive and forget, but they never forgive and forget anyone that did anything towards them. They will tell you to remember what this or that person did to you. And that's when they want to bring out, everybody's one nation. You will notice that with this whole Democrat party was doing, which was, I would say, not masterful, but it was very deceptive. They bring on all these people that's quote-unquote illegals, migrants, into the lands of America and take away the jobs from the American and give these people a whole bunch of incentives that they won't even give their own citizens, which are the taxpayers, the same people that he's talking about. And now everybody's in a conundrum where they hate these people that had nothing to do with what those that was in power to do. So now here comes Trump as the cleanup man to clean up all this thing, which is rousing up the people. This is all part of the fucking plan, and the results is gonna end the way we've been saying is gonna end. So let me let this play. Salakia.
Trump called the Mexicans illegal criminals coming into America. One of the biggest illegal criminals ever come into America was white people.
So you don't give a damn if people break into this country.
I don't give a damn
what's going to happen when they come rob your house.
I don't give a damn about hypocrites who came here illegally and stole all of this and now want to blame them before they're coming back home. To all of the Mexicans, don't worry about this. Just keep having babies, and in 30 years, all these white folks will be on the yoke control.
To Americans, let's stand up and do what the hell we're supposed to do and stop letting the city of Houston be an open door. This ain't no sanctuary city.
Don't listen to
this
that.
This is a real city.
Just keep having babies, and at the end of the day, you'll run everything in Texas. Just keep having babies.
Now you understand why I got to come here every single week, and I gotta go after this man and maybe get through that thick skull.
In 20 years, you will be a minority in Texas.
Which this proved that what he just said at the end, Slakia. What he just proved at the end of that the so-called debate proves that it's just talking points because they're buddies. But anyway, now back to this post. Down here it says breaking: Trump team is considering building deportation camps to manage by the Department of Homeland Security, per New York Times. That's what NYT means. They're not getting rid of millions of migrants as people may think. Now, for another dog and pony, when he gets into office, you're going to see migrants being shipped out in buses or in airplanes and everything like that. That's going to be like a few hundreds of people. But the majority of the quote-unquote millions are going to be thrown to concentration camps. All right? That's what they're not telling you. They cannot afford to send forth all these people out in airplanes to their respective land that they came from. And Trump said in a video I seen, he says he's gonna send them back to their country, and then if they don't accept, oh well, you're gonna take back your people. It doesn't work like that. See, this is all rhetoric. All right. And what is the point of putting people in concentration camps? because this is part of what Scripture's been saying for a long time, because a lot of these people are Israelites. All right, this is what it is all about. The confusion that's going to take place. I should have read most of it, but it's okay. That's what point I wanted to get. Jeremiah 30:7, and it said, "Alas, for that day is great." So is it talking about one particular day, like on a Thursday afternoon? No, it's talking about a period of time. Okay, Scripture speaks in code. So this particular day, which is going to be a day of reckoning, for all you people out there that talking about, oh, you guys are prophets of doom and all this other shit, we've been saying these things was going to happen. Why? Because look at the climate. Everything's scriptural. Everything's scriptural. The Lord been saying these things was going to happen. It says, so that none is like it, is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So Jacob's trouble is going to be consisted of Israelites being tortured, Israelites being deported, Israelites thrown into concentration camps, Israelites being persecuted. All right, and these are natural. Like I did the show through the Spirit with Shine, former rapper named Shine. I forgot he called his real name now, and he's basically saying that Jewish is a religion, right? Which Jewish is a religion, but he's saying that anybody can be Jewish as long as they keep the religion, which is false. And I remember when he came out of prison and he took up the mantle of quote unquote being Jewish, he said it out of his own mouth. I gotta, long when I find that video, said out of his own mouth, he's Jew by blood. So now all of a sudden, because he was kind of taking shots at brothers that go out there in the highways and byways, the prophets. So when he's taking shots, and the narrative is that you are a Jew by religion, not by blood. This is why these people are going to do the things that they're doing. And they're going to say, well, we're not persecuting the Israelites, we're persecuting the Mexicans and so forth. So this is a play of words and play of things. It says, 2 Ezra 16, and I'm going to go not to the point, but it says, verse 67, behold, Yahweh himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins, forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall the Lord lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. And that's what the Lord promised long ago. All right. But this time he's not going to give that extent of mercy to all of Israel. A lot of these Israelites that's coming from these different countries, even the countries where they're predominant, like I said, Muslims or whatever, a lot of them are Israelites. They're Israelite foreigners. They just don't know. All right. So a lot of these people are going to be judged by that. Okay. A lot of people are going to be judged on the fact that they don't know, because the Lord has already judged them because they don't know who they are. The Lord's concern is of his elect. So we always say a lot of these people that's coming here are going to be judged. Either they're going to be saved or be destroyed. The Lord is fair when it comes to his judgment. Here's a point. It said, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. And those Edomites, with their talking point, are justified of the talks that they're saying, because they feel like they're being invaded by who? By quote unquote these migrants, which are an invading nation according to them. So they're justified by that. And when you're justified for doing people dirty and wrong, Nobody can tell you nothing. All right? So the talking points are all there. And the action shall be there. Because when Trump, when he was in office, he was saying that these migrants that's coming are the worst of the people. And people was like, oh, he's just talking his shit. But come to find out, they are the worst of their people. They open up the prisons and send forth these people. So it wasn't because he was a prophet he said that, because that's exactly how the narrative had to be set. And now that everybody's on that talking point, guess what? That burning wrath is upon the Israelites. And when somebody had made a statement long ago, when ICE now gets back into power, they're not gonna give a damn if you was naturally born here or so forth. They can't see no difference. So if this thing goes down, it will go down, because either A, he's gonna do it on his own merit, or they're gonna have to do a quote unquote terrorist attack. And within this quote unquote terrorist attack, they're going to blame the migrants of that, which is going to lead forth the wrath of Esau towards them. All right? Everything is starting to play out perfectly. Everybody's starting to see. It's coming clear. The vision is coming clearer by the moment. All right? So behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. They shall take away certain of you, feed you, being idle with things that offer unto idols. So when they had the first quote unquote concentration camp, and they were separating the children and so forth, and then from the parents and all this crazy shit, and the Democrats went down there and said this is inhumane, and they was doing all this dog and pony show. This is all a dog and pony show, because they know exactly what they're doing, and they're trying to push the narrative. They're trying to push a narrative out there so to be justified. But overall, they're destroying families. Overall, they're sacrificing people. All right, to idols, literally idols. All right, these different gods, these different deities. There's children missing that nobody's even making mention of, and then they're not American children. Like the guy, I forgot the guy who is gonna be the border czar, said the guy asked him, would you separate families? He said no, they all could get deported together. And they talk tough, but this is how they that wrath start to burn. All right, they're justified because they feel they're being invaded, and all you need is that extra push of an attack. If that happens, now they're gonna come even harder. Like, you mother effers came into invaded our country, and you destroyed this, you did that. It says, verse 69, and they that consent unto them be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. So the same Jake, the same black man that came up with those great points, right? Like I said, he acting like he's angry. He's acting like he cares. He's saying the right thing. Like, if you're not exercised through the spirit, you just believe for face value, like this guy is real. He's a real, he's real, blah, 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 Well, that's the same guy that's agreeing to what's going to happen to the Latinos, the quote-unquote Latinos, the Levite, the Haitians, and those that's coming here. All right? Don't worry, it's going to switch on the American citizen. They cooked the books. All right? They cooked the books in a way, which is the NDA, which was under Obama, that they deem any American citizen as a terrorist, they could take away your rights. Those concentration camps is not just going to be migrants. They're going to be filled with American citizens, which was been said. All right? Which was been said. But all those that agreed with that narrative and to push these things, these sellout Latin tribes, these sellout Negroes, all these sellouts, they're going to be had in derision. They're going to be thrown to concentration camp. How are you going to trust the same devil that you call the devil and know what he did in history, get in bed with him for all these years, bring out some heavy points, but money's involved, and you just because you want to be rich and remain a certain status, you don't think they're going to turn on you? Look what they did to the Diggler and all this other shit. They knew exactly what this man was doing from the jump. He stepped out of his bounds, and now he's paying for it. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Now, it's going to narrow it down to those of us that's in the truth, but the majority of us, all in all, they don't give a fuck if you knew you were Israelite or not. They don't care. All right, they see things carnally. All right, so all these people like, oh, we don't, we don't associate ourselves with other camps, and they all know that. But when you have these other camps that's trying to push a narrative like they're the better camp to the white man, so-called white man, you're a fool. They don't see the same things that you're saying. They see same black and white. Watch when all this shit goes down. They're not gonna give a rat's ass who you believe in. They see a color, they're gonna throw your ass in there. They're gonna see you as a threat. In America history, they always see people that's darker hue as a threat. All right, they don't give a rat's ass what you believe in. If you worship white Jesus or not, like these clowns, you're gonna have to get that RFID microchip. And even if you get that RFID microchip, you might not fit their future. All right, we always got to remember they got their roll call, so to speak, and that roll call is they want to maintain the world's population 500 million. You don't fit the equation. You don't fit the final thing. So all these people that's gonna get that chip, you just destroyed yourself. You're gonna be a two-time loser. All right. It says, verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none. So, like you said, they don't. When they come down, they don't give a fuck that's your child or not. All right. They separated children. They said that when they was doing that with Biden in office, it was kids finding missing. They sent a whole bunch of kids to the White House and nobody make mention of them. They do not give two shits about you, your children, and so forth. Let alone if you're a law-abiding American citizen or not. Okay, they're not gonna spare. They're not gonna look like in the movie Civil War. What kind of American are you? You know, what kind of American are you? And that was a hit. That scene was powerful, because that's how it's gonna get down. Do you fit the narrative? Or was you the one that's complaining about slavery or so forth? And if you don't, you're the worst type of nigga anyway. Why would we want to keep? You black women, you women in general, but you black women selling out to the man, to Esau, you're gonna be a two-time loser. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. I don't want to make this too long, but it's coming clear. Isaiah 13 and I believe it's 15 says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through. So if you found with the other side, you on the other side of the equation, and you're found in that day sleeping with the enemy, so to speak, you're gonna be thrust through. So here it is. It's told you, them that have them in derision, that made a pact, they're gonna be destroyed, right? But when in the flip side, when Jake have that power, they're gonna kill all you sellouts. So you have to pick a side. When you go back to this, 2 Ezra 16:71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So they still going to be coming after the Israelites. Whether you believe you're an Israelite, whether you don't, all right, they're going to look at you, your natural. And that's when Sean said what he said, I'm like, this nigga's a fucking idiot. All right, he's an idiot. He said, you know, he's right. There are Israelites or quote unquote Jews all over the world. It's a religion. It's more than a religion. All right, it's more than that. It's a life. And the thing is, the true Israelites, the main ones, yeah, you're gonna have other Israelites that know they're Israelites in other countries. But the main ones here in America is the ones that the Lord is focused on. Because the Lord's eyes is on this land. So they're gonna take away the rights of the people. That you're a law-abiding citizen, your citizenship is gonna be thrown away, regardless if you was a natural born citizen or not. That's what it's basically saying. They don't care. They're gonna be spoiling, taking your rights, destroying. And it says, for they shall waste and take away their goods, your materialistic things, freeze up your account, all right, your housing, which is and cast them out of their houses. So that means that people had ownership of houses. It wasn't talking about squatters, all right. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, because this is the test. This is the ultimate test. This is the Lord showing, like, look, I'm dealing with these individuals. You could have the majority. The Lord just told you, many of them was born in vain. You could have the majority. The Lord is going to give the majority of Israel away to Esau. How about that? You're not going to have the rights the way you think you are. You're not going to be over the people of the Lord the way you think you're going to be. The Lord is going to allow you the rights to some of his pawns. All right. And it so happens that those that came here willingly, unwillingly, they're going to be the first ones. And then you're going to justify it by going after those that were born here. And then you're going to, the Lord don't care. Listen, the Lord is only concerned about his elect. All right. And his elect, the Lord is going to show that he's dealing with them. That's why when you go to Wisdom of Solomon, it says about the elect men and women that's going to be saved. Like, this is he who, this is the person that the Lord dealing with? Because that's far-fetched. How can the Lord, the creator of all things, be dealing with these people that he allowed us to rape, rob, and savagely destroy? But yet he's going to save these people. That's what that's all about. All right. It says, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Because what? The trial of their faith is going to be in the time when they're being completely persecuted. All right. It's not going to go by, oh, they believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, let's get them. No, it's going to go by how they look. All right. And then they're going to narrow it down to each camps and so forth. And they're not going to see different camps. They're going to see, oh, these people believe in something different. We got to go after them as well. Especially these people. Okay. It says, here, O my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand. Jacob's trouble, which I'm highly expressing. But I will deliver you from the same. So, yeah, people are going to be thrown to concentration camps. People are going to be thrown against their will to places that are not comfortable. Everybody's going to be tried. No, but it says, tell you in Jeremiah the 30th chapter, none shall go unpunished. All right? Meaning, every man, woman, and child that is an Israelite is going to be tested. And tells you, Revelation 3:10, that the whole world is going to be tested by the hour of temptation, which is Alpha ID microchip. So is it far-fetched they could throw these people into concentration camp and say, well, if you want to go back out there, put this C-hip and you could be a citizen? It's not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched at all. So these are different scenarios overall what's going to be taking place. But ultimately, they give two shits about the Lord's chosen people. So they're going to kill off as much as they want. They're going to rape and rob. They're going to do whatever the hell they want because the Lord is going to allow them to do it. And these people are setting up, they cooked up the books to be justified of what they're doing. All right? And it says, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide. And that's talking to the elect. That's not talking to all Israel. All right? And the guide of them who keep my commandments. And that's the point. All these people, you can't keep the laws and statutes and commandments of the Most High to 100%. All right? But if you keep it to your best of your ability, you give the fourth effort, the Lord is gonna deliver his people out of those situations. It says, and precepts, saith the Lord, let not your sin weigh you down, let not your iniquities lift themselves. So there's a time of trouble that's coming, and once it comes, it's going to be a domino effect. All Israel, whether they know or unknown, are going to be affected by it. All right? So they're not going to just cast out all these people that came from another country. They're going to put their asses to concentration camps. And he was like, in due process, no, there ain't no due process. Because remember, human trafficking is a big thing in America. Human trafficking, body parts, all right, and slavery, cattle slavery. It tells you, let me get this real quick, just to prove a point. Revelation 18 and 15. I just want to, there it is, 13. And cinnamon, these are the things that's found in America, which is Babylon the Great. And cinnamon, odors, and ointments, frankincense, wine, oil, and fine flour, wheat, beasts, sheep, which is also, this is a scripture that tells you everything is imported to America. All right? So things that's found in America and things that, which I'm going to read on, it says sheep, horses, chariots, slaves, and the souls of men. So slavery is still a big thing in America. It's a huge thing. And he caught the people with their pants down, literally, by bringing them up here. Doing all this shit to stir up the citizens, to justify them being draconian and them putting these people into concentration camps, which is slavery. So this is an evil plot of Esau that's about to take place. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nations. Shalom.